Welcome in, guys, to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. This is your host, JustCMTexx, and I'm coming back at you right now with my tier list. I know we're getting ready to go into the new era with the mythic characters, but I feel as though there's still some value you can get out of the S-Class era. And these are the characters in which I believe that you guys can definitely continue to use and are still meta currently in the game right now. So let's go ahead and look at these characters. All right, so as you can see up here on the screen is my tier list. We have our meta Toons, and then we have tier 1. These tier 1 Toons are very useful and still great, very active in the game. Then you have your tier 2 Toons. These tier 2 Toons are very good as well. You can still be able to use them, but they're used in certain places and they are very situational. And then you have your tier 3 characters. These are the characters that have some use in some parts of the game to no use at all. I just put them all in the tier 3 just because I felt bad for these characters not being able to have a good spot in the game at all. So let's go ahead and let's look at these meta Toons. So the meta Toons that we have Akira, Andrea, S-Class Alpha, Beta, Marge, Magna, Jesus, Mateo. We have Mr. Lou. We have S-Class Trader, Jeremiah. We have S-Class Ben. We have Wankfa, Job, Argus, and Noor. Okay, these are some of the top tier characters in the game, and we'll go ahead and look over some of their clips, some of their kits, and look at possibly some gameplay of these characters. These are the characters that you want to have going into the new mythic era because they're going to benefit you as far as giving you the points you need in order to be able to claim these new mythic characters. So let's go ahead and look at some of their kits and why these characters are so powerful. Now, what we have here is our museum, and I'm gonna go ahead, and the first character we're gonna look up here in the museum is Akira. And this is why Akira is such a dynamite character and is such a dynamite player here. Here's what Akira does. Number 1, he's a command Toon. Okay. Number 2, Akira revives and gives AP gain. Number 3, all teammates get 50% bonus HP, regains 100% of their max HP, and up to 2 enemies get dazed and impaired for 2 turns. 100 health is ridiculous. And those characters in which he revives turn 3 all get 100% AP. They're automatically rushing. Now, that's not the end of it. His gun, his weapon, attached weapon, which I know that they're not making them this OP in the new era that we're coming into. Thank God for that. But here's what you will see here with this. You see that he has the health, right? This is base weapon too. At the start of every turn, this character recovers from all penalties and gets Guardian Shield. Absolutely ridiculous, right? On top of all the other stuff that he's doing. This is why you can see that he is a meta Toon. Meta Toons are Toons that either have a very, very high damage output, or a meta Toon is a Toon that can be able to control 3 to 4 aspects of the game at one time. So on defense, he recovers, he Guardian Shields himself, recovers from all penalties. On top of that, he can command. When he revives, he gives 100% AP. When he does his rush, he gives 100% health and 50% bonus HP. Like, it is absolutely ridiculous. So as you can see, there is a lot going on inside of his kit, which is why he is the most OP Toon in the game. Let me know down in the comments who you think is another OP Toon and why, so we can engage and have a great conversation about it. Now, as I showed you Akira, another character we would like to look at is Marge, and we get to see what Marge actually does. So when we pull Marge up here, Here's what we see about Marge's kit. All strong and fast teammates, 40% defense, 40% HP. And at the beginning of each wave, all enemies get 800 exhaust. So you can't use enemies that have these AP rushes, unnatural AP gains, because she'll damage them then. Not only does she do that, turn one, up to 2 characters, this character and up to 2 other teammates recover from all penalties and get 100% bleed and infection resistance. So Mateo won't work on those 3 characters, or Wankful won't work. Then on top of that, this character and up to 2 other teammates get camouflage and regains up to 50% of their max HP for 2 turns, while battling on the defense. Up to 3 enemies get negative 75% attack. Okay, so you're like, okay, Marge is good. What do you mean, Tex? Why would she be a meta toon? Right there, she's already controlling 3 aspects of the game. Now, let's go to her weapon. Her weapon, at the beginning of each wave, this character and up to 4 teammates get 100% stun resistance for 1 turn and Guardian Shield. Throw her on a team as just a support toon when you fighting against those Mercer teams, right? She's gonna help out tremendously. This is what I mean by these tunes are absolutely meta, and this is why I can see why we transition into the new era. But as you can see, Marge is a problem. Okay, now not only that, let's go ahead and look at a very powerful attack tune that I believe is also meta, and you have seen me mention her before, and I will keep mentioning her. She is one of my favorite players in the game, but we're going to talk about Alpha and why she's so important. Okay, I think the most underrated attribute in the game, period, is Disarm. That's just my personal opinion. Disarm is such a powerful specialist skill, and when you put it on Alpha, giving her that trauma axe, she just absolutely shreds, and I love her for that. So we have the Disarm here, right? On top of that, this character gets focus, so now she can go through taunt, right? Up to she gets 60% crit, so she's gonna be hitting like a truck if you have the right mods on her. 50% attack for 4 turns, and she gains AP. On top of that, she deals 3 attacks, 400%. That's 1200 damage to 1 enemy. All other enemies get negative 50% defense for 2 turns. Okay, now what makes her so special? She's doing multiple things. She's disarming, she's defensive down, she has tons of attack, she can hold the trauma axe in her hand. Okay, and this is what makes Alpha one of the meta, if not meta tunes in the game. She is absolutely amazing, and if you don't have her, you definitely want to pick her up. Alpha. Now another meta tune, okay, and we're talking about offensive meta tunes, and we're gonna go to no other than Noor. Noor is one of the most fun characters to play with in Road to Survival right now, and you know, if you can get your hands on her just to experience her before the new update, this is something that you definitely want to do. You want to also just play with her, because like I said, she's definitely a fun character. Let me know if you have Noor down in the comments, if you play with her, and what type of numbers you're putting up with her when it comes to the attack numbers. So as you can see with Noor here, right, she has the follow-up skill, then she stuns, guardian shields, and AP. On top of that, she do 2 attacks, basic attacks of 550 damage to 1 enemy. This character regains 50% of their max HP. All of the teammates recover from disarm, stun, and confuse. Wait, that's not it. On top of that, killing the enemy will gain you 100% AP, and up to 2 under teammates gain 50% AP, right? Noor is an absolute monster. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you my Noor and how she absolutely wrecks whenever I'm playing with her. So let's go ahead and pull up Noor. This is what my Noor is looking like here. All right, 45% attack, killing the enemy she gets that AP as we just stated before, and then when attacking, increased by 200% of crit stat. I've tried 1,000 times, couldn't get anything better at the moment, so this is what I'm running with, and she's been hitting like a absolute truck. If you want to see some of the footage that I have with Noor, you can go ahead and check out the video that is above with Axel. I put her on the Axel team as well. Now, Noor is absolutely amazing. She hits like a truck, you know, and we know about some of these other characters here that are also on the tier list. So what you'll see is that these meta Toons have multiple things that they're doing. And I mean, they're just at the pinnacle of the game right now at the moment. So the meta Toons are the Toons that you definitely want to get. Most of these Toons are worth 4 tokens, so you definitely want to go ahead and start working on them if you do not have these meta Toons at the moment. Now the tier 1 Toons, these are Toons that have and play a very good role, mostly in a supportive role state, helping you out to help you defeat some of these other tougher teams. So to spotlight a couple of these guys, we have Axel, Michonne, Raven is on there as well. RF, who's been a mainstay in the top list. Mercer is back up there now because Mercer helps against the cleanse of Mr. Lou. You have Callie there as a defensive juggernaut. Her, Carl, and Shane and the team will definitely help you hold out for a couple of turns. So we have these tier 1 characters and how strong they are. They really do a great job at helping the other meta Toons with these support roles. Now for tier 2, these are characters that could be +1, they could be -1, they could continue to grow. It just depends on how they're built, you know. And as you can see, we have Command Rick, Lily in that list, Scotsman in that list. Scotsman is definitely a +1. S-Class Governor is a +1 in this list as well. So as you can see, Javier used to be in my meta list in one of my top lists, but now has moved down to the tier 2 list. There's just not enough that you can put around him that get Javier to work consistently on your defense. So you will see, as you can see, that Javier has dropped from there. Now the tier 3 list, there are a few gems in this tier 3 list. In the tier 3 list, you have the Gentleman, who can still work in certain teams. Storm, Hang Yin can still work in certain teams. Jackie, very faintly. S-Class Dylan can work. Rosita can work. S-Class Dylan just needs a lot around him in order to buff him up to work. Davey is great in arenas, and you will see that those characters are absolutely good. Characters I would stay away from are AJ, Willie, things of that nature. Definitely Tiffany. These are characters who should have been on the 0 list because they do not help at all and don't have any type of place in the game in the current meta at the moment, or they haven't had a place in the meta at all. But what you'll see is that this is the list for the Toons that you must have and must go get, also to start preparing for that walk along to the mythics. So I just want to thank you guys for watching my Toon list video. This is your boy JustCMTexx. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. I appreciate you for all your support and things of that nature. Much love to you out there in the community. Peace.